According to local authorities in Bweni village in Zanzibar's Mafia Island, the deceased had bought and consumed toxic sea turtle flesh from local fishermen. Reports reveal that those that died had eaten the poisoned meat sometime last week. A mother and her child were among those that had passed away. Sample checked in a medical laboratory revealed that the meat contained a poison called Kelenoxium. It is not the first incident related to poisoned turtle meat. Last year, in March, 7 people died and another 8 were severely sick after eating sea turtle flesh. Another incident happened in 2021, where a 3-year-old baby died and 3 others were hospitalized. Despite sea turtle meat being considered a local delicacy, the Zanzibar government has requested villagers to stop eating sea turtle meat. A majority of sea turtle species are endangered, including the world's most critically endangered sea turtle, the Kemp's Ridley. Daniel Kijo, CGTN, Dar es Salaam.
Shalom, shalom. First thing and foremost, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rahak Wadash. Secondly, I want to give double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone who taught me this truth in righteousness and in sincerity. And I want to give salutations to the hopeful elect. That's out on the highways and byways, teaching and preaching this word in truth and in sincerity. The title of this lesson is going to be, Not Everything is to be Eaten. Once again, not everything is to be eaten. So, I got this article pulled up. It was this, large group of people. It's, the article says that 9 of them died, including 1 adult and 8 children, as you can see at the head. And it was about 78 others that were, taken to the hospital, because they were sick from consuming sea turtle meat. And, I'm going to get into the scripture about why sea turtles are not to be consumed. But I'm going to read the article first. This is the head of it. It reads, 8 children, 1 adult die after eating sea turtle meat in Zanzibar, officials say. Now, it says 8 children and an adult died after eating sea turtle meat on Pemba Island in the Zanzibar archipelago. I think that's how you say it, archipelago. While 78 other people were hospitalized. Authorities said Saturday sea turtle meat is considered a delicacy by Zanzibar's people, even though it... Okay, let me reread that. Sea turtle meat is considered a delicacy by Zanzibar's people, even though it periodically results in deaths from... How do you pronounce? Kelanotoxism. Let me pull that up right quick. English, of course.
Chelanotoxism.
Okay, chelanotoxism. A type of food poisoning. So that's the poisoning that is, killing people and having them hospitalized. The adult who died late Friday was the mother of one of the children who succumbed earlier, said the Makoanai District Medical Officer, Dr. Haji Bakari. He said the turtle meat was consumed Tuesday. Salakia. Bakari told the Associated Press that laboratory tests have been confirmed all the victims had eaten sea turtle meat. Authorities in the Zanzibar, which in a semi-autonomous religion of the East African nation of Tanzania, sent a disaster management team led by Hamza Hassan Juma, who urged people to avoid consuming sea turtles. So, the Lord, he always gonna send out those warnings, but, the world don't take heed. And it says in November 2021, 7 people, including a 3-year-old, died in Pemba after eating turtle meat, while 3 others were hospitalized. It was not clear what species of sea turtle was eaten in Zanzibar linked to the deaths. In addition to human predation, a range of climatological and other environmental factors have landed most sea turtle species on endangered lists, including the world's most critically endangered sea turtle, the Kemp's Ridley. So, the Lord had, he put judgment on them because, they were going off according to the law and, eating abominable things. Now, this is Leviticus 11:9. It reads, "These shall ye eat of all that are in the waters, whatsoever hath fins and scales in the waters, in the seas, and in the rivers, them shall ye eat. And all that have not fins and scales in the seas and in the rivers, of all that move in the waters, and of any living thing which is in the waters, they shall be an abomination unto you." So the sea turtle, it has scales, but it doesn't have fins. It has flippers, and there's a difference. I'm gonna show that right quick. So first we go ask Google, if sea turtles got fins or flippers, because I know a lot of people in the world might want to argue, no, they got fins, them fins. So this is Google right here. It says, to help them efficiently power their bodies through water, sea turtles have long flippers instead of the webbed feet of their freshwater counterparts. The large and strong front flippers act like paddles to propel them through the water, while the smaller black back flippers function as rudders to help them steer. Now, what is the difference between a flipper and a fin? Here it is. Fins have no true bones or skeletal structure within and are composed primarily of cartilage. A flipper has a bone structure as well as cartilage, joints, and tendons. If you x-ray the flipper of a dolphin, it looks almost identical to a human arm from the shoulder down to the fingers. So, that's the difference. A flipper, they're more, a flipper, they're more, they're bigger, they got more in them, they got joints, bones, they are created to, do more heavy work because, with a sea turtle, they're heavier and they got more resistance in the water. So they need those flippers and not fins to help, push them through the water. So, a sea turtle, it would be considered unclean because it doesn't have fins. The scripture is not saying it can have fins and no scales and it's clean. No, it has to have both fins and scales in order to be considered a clean animal for us to eat. And a sea turtle does not check both of those boxes. So therefore, it's unclean. And therefore, it's obvious, that this was, a judgment of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, because they're not even supposed to be out there eating that. Now I'm going to finish reading this. I'm going to start at 11. They shall be even an abomination unto you. Ye shall not eat of their flesh, but ye shall have their carcasses in abomination. Whatsoever hath no fins nor scales in the waters, that shall be an abomination unto you. So if it don't got fins and scales, it is abominable. It's an abomination. We are not to deal with it. We're not to eat it, Like, now I'm going to read this same scripture in the NIV translation on the right side. Of all the creatures living in the waters, in the water of the seas and the streams, you may eat any that have fins and scales. But all creatures in the seas or streams that do not have fins and scales, whether among all the swarming things or among all the other living creatures in the waters, you are to regard as unclean. And since you are to regard them as unclean, you must not eat their meat. You must regard their carcasses as unclean. Anything living in the water that does not have fins and scales is to be regarded as unclean by you. So, that meat that they were consuming, which was, sea turtle meat, was unclean. And it caused, 9 of them to be put to death. And, about 78 others to, have to sit and, go through that pain of the judgment. But, as of right now, at least, they haven't been put to death. But it's judgment all around, Now, who knows if they go understand, because the people who don't know this truth and the ways of the Lord, they just think, oh, we just got food poisoning. It was some bad meat. But in reality, it happened because the Lord is not pleased with that, with you consuming that. But this is Leviticus 11:46. This is the law of the beast, of the fowl, and of every living creature that moveth in the waters, and of every creature that creepeth upon the earth, to make a difference between the unclean and the clean, and between the beast that may be eaten and the beast that may not be eaten. And I'm going to read it on the right side in the NIV translation. These are the regulations concerning animals, birds, every living thing that moves about in the water, and every creature that moves along the ground. You must distinguish between the unclean and the clean, between living creatures that may be eaten and those that may not be eaten. So, the Lord, he's giving you the guidebook, on what's to be eaten and what's not to be eaten. This right here is the Lord telling you exactly what you should and shouldn't be getting out of that water and consuming, So there's no excuses when it comes to, going out there and eating a whole bunch of crawfish, catfish, sea turtle, especially when you have heard, the truth and how the Lord feels about those things. You have no excuse, But I'm going to grab Deuteronomy 32. Wait. All right, so this is Deuteronomy 32 and 39, and it reads, "See now that I, even I, am He, and there is no God with me. I kill and I make alive. I wound and I heal. Neither is there any that can deliver out of my hand." Now, the Lord, He is the one who caused them to, be put to death for eating that sea turtle meat, because He is the only one who can put you to death, cause you to be injured, cause you to heal. He is Yahweh Bahashim Yahweh Shai, controls all things that happen everywhere on earth, including death and, being able to heal from almost dying, The Lord, He controls all of that. So them dying and the other ones being hospitalized, this was all of Yahweh Bahashim Yahweh Shai, Him making a statement that He's not playing, He's never been playing, but as we get closer and closer to the end, he's, doing more and more to just show his what's the word? Just how he's so unpleased, I'm going to read it on the right side as well. It says, "See now that I myself am he. There is no God besides me. I put to death and I bring to life. I have wounded and I will heal, and no one can deliver out of my hand." So there's nothing that anybody can do about what the Lord, wants to happen, If he wants somebody to be put to death, there's nothing anyone can do to stop that. But, the Lord, he is the reason that article was made and that situation, went down how it went down, He is the reason why, those people, are no longer here. Those 9 people, he's the reason why those 78 people are in the hospital, It's not by chance. It's not the meat was bad, they got a sick sea turtle. No. And the meat, it literally says, they didn't say it was too often, but it's a regular thing for people to get, that poison and people die from eating sea turtle meat. Why would there be a meat that the Lord, wants us to eat that's also killing us or can kill us? That shows you scientifically that meat is not to be eaten. It's the same thing with the lamb meats, like swine, pig. When you eat that, you're killing yourself. So even if you don't believe in the scriptures spiritually, if you want to be a scientist or something, or you just want to get good with how certain things affect your body, all you got to do is really look at the facts of how these meats affect your body, and you'll see the truth of the scriptures within reality without even having to look at the scriptures, because it's unavoidable. I think my phone overheating. Salakia. Alright, I think I'm going to close it off on this. This is Isaiah 66 and 17. It reads, "They that sanctify themselves and purify themselves in the gardens behind one tree in the midst, eating swine's flesh, the abomination and the mouse shall be consumed together, saith the Lord." So, the Lord, He's not playing with, what you consume, like these abominable foods, especially when you know the truth, like, and you don't care, you just go keep on eating your favorite slave dishes, all of that pig, all of that seafood, shellfishes and all of this stuff. The Lord, he's going to consume you, he is going to destroy you. Just like he did those people who was eating that sea turtle meat. That was collateral damage. He got, a lot of them in one big group, So it's like the Lord, he's not just saying this to say this. I'm going to read it on the right side as well. Verse 17. "Those who consecrate and purify themselves to go into the gardens following one who is among those who eat the flesh of pigs, rats, and other unclean things, they will meet their end together with the one they follow, declares the Lord." So, that's even more context on it. Like, if you know somebody and they, they all about they shrimp and they crab, and they always trying to talk you into it, but the truth and you're not supposed to be eating that, don't follow them. Don't, let them cause you to fall, because y'all will both be destroyed together, The Lord is going to get 2 birds with 1 stone. But, the purpose of the lesson was just to give some, spiritual context on this situation that just happened at the Zanzibar, and just, give a little edification on, why it happened, the spiritual side, how the Lord feels about what they did, and, just to give some spiritual coverage on, the fact that it was judgment. But I hope I wasn't talking too long in this lesson, and I hope that you brothers was edified from listening to it. But with that, I'm going to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakak Radash. I'm going to give double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone once again, who taught me this truth and righteousness and in sincerity. And I'm going to give salutations to the hopeful elect. And with that, Shalom.